It was at this moment Jackson knew. He fucked up.
You serious?
Hello you bunch of bloody legends and welcome to the channel. Here we talk about history, so if you get offended easily please kindly fuck off. Today we'll be talking about a Japanese piece of shit called the Type 95 Hago, so let's begin. The Type 95 can trace its roots as far back as 1933. First let's clarify this was the right tank for the wrong war, and we can thank the Japanese cavalry for that. More of that later. So, where was IO? Yeah, the Type 89 Igo, only able to achieve infantry pace, was duly put on a replacement schedule. The Type 89 was relatively heavy, well armored, with a moderately efficient low velocity 57mm, 2.24 inches, gun, but utterly slow. The General Army Staff put forth a demand for a lightweight fast tank, which would not only be used for infantry support, but also to spearhead motorized attacks at truck speed. The Army Technical Bureau studied models from abroad, as a Japanese delegation attended trials of Christie tanks and Cardin Lloyd tankettes, as well as French cavalry. So yeah, well, the reason that this tank was so shit was because the blueprint designs and planned improvements were given to, yeah you guessed it, the cavalry. Now for the description of the steaming pile of, the Hago. The Type 95 Hago, also known as Kego, was a rather small machine of 7 tons. The crew consisted of 3 men, the commander, which served also the main 37mm, 1.46 inches, gun, a machine gunner, and the driver. The commander, who had multiple tasks, was overloaded, a fate similar to that of his peers in many other early tanks. The main gun was a medium velocity Type 98, 37mm, 1.46 inches, 46 caliber long Hotchkiss inspired gun. It was reliable, had a muzzle velocity of 675 to 700 meter per second, and was capable of penetrating 25mm, 0.98 inches, of armor at 500 meters, with its armor-piercing rounds. Now, for some wartime actions. The Type 95 was first introduced in China in 1937. Despite the few built by that time, it proved more than capable to deal with the under-equipped Chinese army, along with the Type 89. Some of them were sent to the puppet Manchukuo State Army. 50 were sent to the Thai Army in 1940, fighting in Burma in the campaign in the Shan states. The first serious test came in June 1939, during the Namonan border incident, where a massive force comprising Type 89s, Type 95s, and some Type 94 tankettes fought against Russian BT-5 and BT-7 fast tanks. The Russian tanks, despite their thin protection, were almost twice as heavy, and equipped with a high-velocity 45mm, 1.77 inches, gun. They were able to cripple the IJN tanks at 1000 meter ranges and more, while the Japanese were only capable of answering under 600 meters. The first Japanese-US tank battles occurred during the desperate defense of Bataan, Philippines, in December 1941, against M3 Stuarts. The latter proved to have superior armor, but their crews had less experience and training, and suffered losses. In Malaya and Burma, also in December 1941, the Hago was well employed in jungle warfare, surging where they were not expected. Being light and rugged enough, they performed well in many tropical environments during the war. The Hagos were also engaged almost everywhere in the Pacific, from Guadalcanal to Okinawa. In 1944, they were clearly outgunned and underprotected against bazookas, anti-tank rifles and even Cal 50, 12.7mm, rounds. In August 1945, during the Manchurian Offensive, the Russians were equipped with a T-34/85S IS-1s, and many self-propelled guns, which far outgunned and outranged the Hago, still the mainstay of the IJN forces there. And that is it, all the information I have to spare. Hold on, what is that? No, it can't be. How can?
What the hell are you doing?
Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Gods, I don't want to do this, but I must. So in late of Pacific War, Japanese need small escort vessel to defend boats. In that time they have Salkauteriab, but it have complex structure, so it production is not enough. So they plan easy structure boat that able to build small docks. They plan to using 2 times 150 HP engine and 2 times 60 HP engine. First one is Mod 1 and second one is Mod 2. Mod 2, SENI, launched October 1944 and tested. Army require over 12 knots, but Mod 2 have only 9 knots. Because of it they abandoned project of Mod 2. Mod 1, SEHA, launched December 1944 and tested 21 to 23. This boat have better speed than Mod 2, but they think modify hull, and it will get more good speed. Second prototype of Mod 1, SEHA-K, launched July. Tested August 2nd to 5th, and it reached 13 knots. This boat named Small Escort Boat. Ship hull is V-type displacement ship, and using lots of straight line. Outboard is thin steel, all welding, and use large stringer. Armor is only steering room, and make command place hold top of steering room. Curiously, this boat have cooking equipment using engine exhaust. This machine able to cook 2 rice bowl in 20 minutes by 1 engine. Finally, I'm done with this shit now. For a little info for all who bothered to stay till the end without committing seppuku. Now I'll try and release a video once a week, but I'll be away next week, so I'll try and release something the week after. So, until next time, everyone, stay frosty.